Hello, everybody, and welcome to another Wild Moments, proudly brought to you by explore.org. We're off to a good start today. Sorry that we're a little bit late, but the internet has not been on our side. My name is Taylor, and of course, I'm joined by Ali today, which is quite exciting. I feel as though it's been years since we last hosted a Wild Moments
I
together.
think it I think it might even be a year. I mean, I think for once we might not even be exaggerating.
I know, and you and I are so good at exaggerating. The fish was
You
this
know?
big. But anyways, it's great to obviously have you here,
Miracle.
Ali.
We're
What
actually
have
not exaggerating.
you? Sorry, we trying to manage all of this. Our internet is terrible, so please excuse me if I go quiet. Ali, how's things been going? I see you were just in the bush recently. Where did you go?
Yeah, I was. I didn't go too far from home, which was really nice. But about sometime last week, I was in Guatemala, which was really nice. It's a game reserve not too far from where we stay, and it was nice because I've never been there. So it was good to see a new place, and it was just exciting to spend time in the bush, especially now that it's all green. However,
Absolutely.
I have so many tick bites and caterpillar hairs that have been on my body that I'm ready for winter now.
Oh my goodness. I'm so glad you finally got to go to Mala Mala. Such a special place. I feel like that's been your nemesis reserve. Like we all have nemesis birds
Oh
that we can
yeah,
never view. And I know you've been
yeah.
itching to get there for quite some time now.
It's just the way it works, isn't it? The one place that you're like, oh,
Right.
I'm
So we've got a
make it.
couple. Sorry, everybody. I might have a bit of a delay, which is awkward. We're going to make this work though. Sorry, Ali. Okay, let me quickly just jump on and see. Oh, we've got Andy. Andy says, good afternoon, everybody. You were just thinking that that Ali and I were going to be hosting today. And well, there we go. It is like magic. We are indeed. Then April Owl, you've said good morning from sunny Connecticut. And you've got blueberry iced tea. And I'm incredibly envious. Casper's third ghost, you said good day or good Thursday, sorry, Ali and Taylor. And you've got your hot coffee. Dear NC, great to see you again. And you've also got hot coffee and donut holes. We don't get donut holes in South Africa. Well, maybe, but we just don't live in big cities, so we don't see those things. Then Jean Gale, you have also said you've got hot coffee and granola and yogurt, very healthy. And would this be a show without Bob from Kalamazoo? Hello, Bob. It's good to hear from you guys. So we've got some exciting clips lined up today, which is wonderful. So I think what we're going to do, because we have started a bit later, we're going to jump straight into the first one. And today's theme is nocturnal animals. So I hope you're ready. Get your night vision goggles on. Just jokes. We're going to do that for you. And let's go check out the first clip, which might be a prickly situation.
Got up and moved off.
And she
That was
just moved
amazing.
off. Sorry, everybody, for me moving my computer around. but I'm sitting outside, and it's really weird. The sun does this strange thing. Well, the sun doesn't. The earth obviously tilts and moves, and the sun is now straight onto my computer. Anyways, so I might have to get up and run just now for the fear of burning it out. But that was quite special and unusual. Again, I don't know if I'll ever have a sighting like this in the wild, because we don't stay out all night, although it's fun to do that and to see something like that. But I feel like, Ali, you and I have spent so much time out and about in the bush in different countries and at various times of the day. But I didn't think a porcupine would be that brazen to literally go up to a
Oh,
lioness and go, hey, I mean, it's not like that porcupine didn't know the lioness was there, right? We all know rodents have got phenomenal sense of smell. So, yeah, that was intent. That was like, move out of the way.
I think it was pretty, I mean, unfortunately, the most of the interactions that I've seen end up with the dead porcupine and the lions eating it, and then you get all of the quills and stuff stuck in them. But I think it's what I was telling you earlier. There just seemed to be no aggression. And like the porcupine was just walking there, and then the lioness got up and and then the porcupine was like, okay, cool, well, let me see where you're going. A bit of a freaky evening, you know? I think sometimes they just, okay, cool, I'm not doing this tonight, not tonight.
I did love how when the lioness moved a little bit, that porcupine turned quickly to face, its rear end towards her, going like, hey, hey, hey. And Bridget McKinney said porcupines are very funny. And then Zygote, hello Zygote, you said chasing a lion. That was the world's slowest chase. I think that lioness just seemed more annoyed than anything. Like I said, I just want to enjoy my evening by the lakeside. Not quite a lake, but you know what I mean. Enjoy the moon and the stars. Beautiful. Listen to the frogs. And then the porcupine's like, no, you can actually go somewhere else. I'd like to be here.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what happened.
Very interesting, though. You're going to see me doing this. I promise I'm not practicing my jiu-jitsu moves. But the flies are on another level today. But of course, as you know, that's not the only clip we've got. We're going to jump into the next one, which is happening. Well, it happened, I should rather say, in Zimbabwe at Wangi Safari Lodge. Let's go check it out.
A lot of them.
I wish you would see Ali and I what our faces look like, because they're both right up against the screen. What are they? White-tailed mongoose. Looks like it. Yeah. Wow, that's so cool. Are there 3 youngsters and then mom?
Small screen. So
okay, well, this is quite interesting.
by the water. It's amazing. I mean, I don't think I've seen so many white-tailed mongoose. Like I generally like when I've seen the most, it's been like 3.
Yeah.
But it does seem like there's a size difference in there, doesn't it?
Yeah. So I've seen mom and a youngster and a pup before, but I've never seen mom with 3 youngsters. So that's really interesting. I mean, you're spot on there. There's definitely a size difference, and very interested in what the bigger one is doing. Look at them. Looks like they may be scent marking there now.
See monkey do.
You stole the words right out of my mouth, Ali. I was actually going to say that. I mean, you know.
It's like we're one person.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like we've always been like that, though, finishing each other's sandwiches. Oh, never mind. I'm joking. But I mean, Ali, do you know how long these mongoose pups would stay with the adult? Because I mean, obviously we see more of dwarf mongoose, so we understand them, but they've got a completely different social structure, whereas family group versus an individual that's more solitary. But I honestly I can't say that I could even tell you when they would leave. Do you know?
They're probably independent, or they're considered adults and they go do their own thing. I could be mistaken, so don't take my word for it, but I suspect that is like the back of my head for what. I mean, when I used to work in a rehabilitation center, we didn't have white-tailed mongoose. We had other mongoose. But one of the things that was quite interesting or difficult when you're trying to rehabilitate mongoose is the fact that they teach each other what to eat and what not to eat. So the joke that we were making, monkey see, monkey do, is actually so vital for them because there are a lot of poisonous things out there. And then if they eat certain above others, and that's not good for them. So they learn from their parents what they can actually eat and what they cannot. So I think maybe we just saw like a life lesson. The
Oh,
honor.
absolutely. I mean, that's amazing. So you can see how important it actually is, when we have zoos or rehabilitation centers to a degree, is that you get to see and learn all these things that unless you're following white-tailed mongoose around, which would be very difficult for months and months or years and years, you wouldn't actually have a clue. So that is quite fascinating. I love that. Dealing with those mongoose must have been amazing too. Although obviously we don't like to pet wild animals, but there's always exceptions. When I was working in the Eastern Cape as a guide, there was what was it? Is it a yellow mongoose? I think it was a yellow mongoose. And somebody had kept it as a pet, and it was a complete nightmare. And it would run and bite everybody, and then they had to release it. Otherwise, yeah, it was just a bit of a disaster. Not great. So I'm scared of mongoose, which sounds ridiculous, but I've had one run up my leg and bite me, so I'm out. That's me done. I'm not touching anything. And then I see Mindy has jumped on board, and Mindy says, "Hello, Ali. It's nice to see you."
Hello, hello.
And
It's nice
then Kauru,
to
hello.
as his name.
Sorry, Ali. I think I'm breaking up on my side, so I didn't hear what you said.
Nothing important. Carry on.
I was just going to comment here. Karu is listening into the birds out in my garden at the moment. And you said there's a yellow-fronted tinkerbird. There is. They are all over at the moment, and they're quite vocal, which is great. So I haven't found a nesting site just yet. But there's a pair that hang around in the tree. So they must be using, they must be using something around here. But anyways, I'll try and find them at some point. Also, lots of paradise flycatchers at the moment, which is great too. Quite a few of them nesting. Let's see if there are any more questions. No more questions on that. Okay, this is interesting. We're going to head up to Kenya now to a property called Lentore, and we're going to go and check out a genet. Ooh. Oh, and look at the white tip on the tail, Ali. That's exciting. So for those of you that don't know, we have two species of genets. Hopefully you can all still hear me. I don't know if I'm frozen or Ali's frozen, probably me. And it's quite difficult to tell the difference between the two because normally it's just a fleeting glimpse. But the best thing is to just wait for the tail to come past and check out the tip of it. So you can see that has got a white tip, which makes it a small spotted genet. And then what we typically see in South Africa is we see my goodness, what did it just catch? It caught something. Anyways, the large spotted genet's got a black tip. Let's watch it again. Hey?
This is the fishing genet, Taylor.
Sorry, my apologies. It's the lesser spotted fishing genet. Ali, what would I do without you?
I've seen this before, so it's
that's crazy because
I can't tell what it is. Was it maybe a moth that drowned or something like that?
Maybe. And we're having a closer look again because when you watch it there, you're right. Maybe it is an insect that's got stuck on the water. Spot on, because there are lights at this water hole, and naturally insects are attracted to lights, so they'd be disorientated and then drop into the water, which makes for a great snack for a genet. But how clever to have worked that out. And I wanted to know from all of you that watch these cameras all the time, is this a behavior that you've seen before from the genets? Or is this something new that's just been captured kind of not for the first time, but something that we can keep an eye out for? So I'll wait for some questions. But in the meantime, Ali, this one's for you. Tim has asked if genets can swim.
have never seen one swim. However, I don't doubt that they could if they really had to, but they are arboreal creatures. So it's not like they're going to go into the water. I think what we just saw was a very opportunistic creature. And if you look at the video, it just stretches all the way up to where its feet can actually reach. It doesn't go swimming or anything. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a video out there in the universe of a swimming genet, but I think it would be something really, really rare. I think
Absolutely.
more out of necessity than anything else.
Yeah. Well, especially because they spend a lot of time up in the trees, obviously, probably just as much time down on the ground. But if you're up in a tree over water and you're a young genet, I imagine there's been a couple that have fallen in and had to swim for their lives. I can't see why they wouldn't be able to swim. I know they've got the elongated bodies, but if we look at the sausage dogs or dachshunds, they swim quite fine with the long body. I imagine that a genet, which seems to be a bit more on the flexible side, would actually be able to swim quite well. Now, Ali and I aren't able to hear the audio on these clips. We've had to do an interesting, well, Curse, the magician, has managed to bring the show alive because we've been having internet troubles, but we can't hear anything. So, Jack de Boer, you were asking what was making those noises. It's frogs, but I couldn't tell you what species of frogs or toads that they are. So, apologies for that one. We're not going to be able to answer that. Maybe Kirst is really clued up on her frogs and she's going to identify it for us.
Yeah,
that would be amazing.
Safari.
Kirst's response to that is Aish. Now, if you don't know what Aish means, it's a very typical South African response to, oh, that's a difficult thing to answer, or that's not great. Like, oh, Aish. We say it quite a bit. So, and she said, I don't know if you can see Ali, but now Kirst says that apparently that frog goes. So I wonder if it's a banded rubber frog that's maybe making that noise.
I thank you guys, but Kirsten's description is great, and I heard it in my head, and then you did it very well, so it all made perfect sense. Well done, guys! Teamwork.
Thank you. I've been practicing my frog calls like you cannot believe. And then moving on from the frog topic, Christy says, yes, they can, talking about the genets. You said that you saw one swim across the Olifants River on the camera. That's incredible. I mean, that's not a narrow river either. Wow. I thought that they would have built a raft and sailed with the wind across, but I like to exaggerate a little bit, but it's a nice thought anyways. Well, there we go, Christy, thank you very much for that observation, because it's not something that either Ali or I have ever seen, so that is always most welcome. I think obviously are some animals that aren't able to swim. Look at a rhino, for example, but shame they've got such little legs and so much weight around their neck and their heads that it's impossible. But I've also seen warthogs swimming really well too. I was quite surprised that they're able to do that. But then I think, and I'm like, Taylor, you're so silly because you see pigs swimming all the time. And obviously, they're all part of the Suidae family. But anyway, okay, we've got one more clip to have a look at. It is, Ali, it's our favorite camera. It's the camera up in Kenya as well, but at Oldonyo. And it includes 2 of the largest land mammals. Hello, buffalo. Hello, elephant. It's a big buffalo bull. And look at all the nightjars also swooping around. That's incredible.
Oh, my street. The battle of the egos.
Battle of the egos. Oh, yeah, buffalo. Oh, you're also shaking your head at the elephant. Not quite the same. Not as intimidating as when an elephant does that to you. eyes. Doesn't mean that he is in must, because as we look, we can't really see any staining between his back legs. So he probably just a bit stressed, maybe from this encounter. I mean, that stimulation comes, that liquid oozes so quickly, and that this all could have been, just caused by this interaction with this bull, or maybe he's had some trouble elsewhere, bumped into lions or something along those lines. But that was quite nice, a very tame encounter.
Yeah, it seems like, it's too hot for everyone at night. So all of the different creatures are having tame encounters at night. Porcupines and lions, buffaloes and elephants, white-tailed mongoose. Everyone's just taking it easy.
Exactly. And to be fair, I'd also like a water hole to drink at, all on my own. Now we've got a question quickly from Kaoru. You've said, are those all really nightjars? I think so. It looked like it just from the wing shape. Obviously, you get bats, of course, around, and they would be attracted to a body of water like this because, again, the insects will be hanging around here. But we do see lots of nightjars. We've had a couple of clips where we've been looking at them. I don't know, Ali, what do you think?
I mean, I think
Bats as well.
I can't tell from my screen because I'm only looking at the sides of the thumbnail. So I would have leaned more into bats, but I have a size reference. So I mean, it could very well be nightjars, but I would have just said bats because if what I'm seeing is what I think I'm seeing, then I'm seeing plenty. So that's the only reason why I would have leaned more towards bats. But I'm seeing about this much on a screen, so take it with a pinch of salt.
I'll tell you a trick. You've just got to go pin chat, and then you get the big one. Sorry, I should have told you earlier. Look, Ellie's now been
so scared to actually push anything and break the internet again.
So I think Ellie's spot on there. I think majority of them, like you said, are definitely bats. I did see one or two nightjars though, very long, slender wings rather than, there was one or two that I could see that you could actually see that looked like bat wings. But interesting though, it's always so difficult to tell in these cases. But right, I know we started later and it's been quite a quick show, but thank you so much for putting up with our internet issues. Yay, technology, especially when you live in a beautiful place like this, we can't really complain. But yeah, thank you for joining, and thank you, Ali. It's been so nice to chat to you. I feel like I hardly get to see you. We're always on the other ends of the world.
Yeah, I mean, we're just splitting ends, but always in each other's brains, which is what matters.
Right. But it's just about time for a sundowner here in South Africa. So that's what Ali and I are going to do. And I believe Kirst is already joining with a glass of wine. We'll see you next time. Thanks for joining. Bye.
Bye.